Hello and welcome. I'm your host, and this is Diamond City Mega Dive. It's on Webtoon. I've been following the creator of this comic on Twitter for, I don't know, multiple years now, and I have never sat down and read this comic real close. I see all this cool art, and I go, oh man, that art's cool, and I should check out the comic later, and I'll come over to the comic and I'll read part of it, and then life, for whatever reason, keeps getting in the way. Well, tonight I had like 20 minutes free, so I sat down and I read this. Let's start off with the cover here, or the first page, what do you want to call it? That's pretty dope, ain't it? I think it is. There's also a second first page, which is also pretty cool. You can look at this and go, yeah, but there's problems with the geometry, or things are blocky, or whatever, but I don't really care. It's got like this heckin' mood. It feels very cyberpunk. And kind of one of the things that brought this on is playing, oh gosh, where is that picture? I was playing Dystopica, which I hope I just pronounced correctly. Here we go. Can we open this up? Can we open this up? Yeah. And this got me in the mood for some mega cyberpunk stuff. So, let's check it out. So we get into a little introductory material here, which really helps set the scene. I mean, look at this. Very cyberpunk. I hate this Webtoon banner thing. Go away. Nobody wants the stinking banner. I want to see the comic. I don't know how to zoom in on the comic. Otherwise, I would. Like, I would zoom in so that we... Go away. So we could see these panels up, like, real big here, but... Whatever. Maybe I should be using the Webtoon app on my phone, but if I did that, I don't have a clue how I would record that in a meaningful way. It's a great moody intro. And we're introduced to our characters. Here's our protagonist. Here's Biggs, who's also pretty cool. Our protagonist, I forget, what is the next page I got here? Yeah, he goes to this orphanage where he grew up to give one of the kids a present. And this is all in service of telling us about this guy, about our protagonist. You know what? I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't remember his name. I remember the big robot dude's name, Biggs, because it said like 18 times. I don't remember our protagonist's name. That's wild. Anyway, our protagonist, who has like the Trigun haircut, man, he looks awesome. I love the cut of the coat, too. The super high collar, very imposing, and I like how it's basically like making an angled slash down here. Now, in real life, that's not making a crazy angled slash. We just caught it like a moment of motion, but it looks great. So somebody he knows would have wanted him to give one of the little kids at this orphanage like a birthday present, and he drops it off. The proprietor of this place comes out, threatens him. You need to get out of here. We gonna call the cops on you. That kind of thing. Apparently, he accuses them of being a cult. I'm sure we'll develop all this stuff later. So it's a great little character moment. And Biggs also seems to be from the same place because they talk about, hey, the orphanage was rough, but like that kind of material. Our protagonist also seems to be hallucinating crazy, crazy stuff like dead bodies hanging here. Him and Biggs talk about a serpent, and you can kind of see like the title up here, Serpent Slayer in Diamond City, right? So we're not really sure where all this stuff is going, but we are laying out some very interesting plot threads. It kind of feels like we're laying out some really heavy plot threads really fast, too. The best thing I compare this to is like a manga, like a typical shonen manga type deal, where we're slowly building up. This is running in, man. We're just going, bam. Dude, I should go read the newest Killtopia, because I think it's just laying around here somewhere. Anyway, just cyberpunk things. We do get some action here. There's like a killer who's killed a bunch of people, and the dude is basically wrecking the cops. And it's a great little sequence. Stuff happens. Very entertaining. Very full of energy. It's very rough. It's very edgy. Like you could look at all these crazy, crazy little lines here that are just carrying the motion. I want to zoom in on this panel right here because this panel has extreme energy to it. But I can't click on it and make it bigger or anything. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. All in all, this was a fun first issue. There's a couple pages where I admit my eyes kind of glazed over and I didn't read them that closely. But a lot of this material was a lot of fun. It had a great mood. I especially liked these opening panels with these real dark, heavy lines. There's a lot of cyberpunk stuff that this is drawing inspiration from, and it looks great. All right, those are my thoughts for this webtoon here, Diamond City Mega Dive. If I accidentally called it Mega Drive, I apologize. My brain is poisoned by the Sega Genesis. You know, can't help it. So that kind of enters my brain unbidden from time to time. If you go search for this thing, you ought to find it pretty easy. So maybe check it out if you're into cyberpunk stuff or vaguely manga-esque kind of drawings, because that's kind of the energy I get out of this. Although it's read left to right, like a Western comic, not manga-like, which actually confused me a couple of times. Yeah, like I got to here, and for whatever reason, I started reading it the wrong way, and it didn't make very much sense that way. Anyway, you all take care. Have a great one, and bye-bye.